Hello student, I am your physics mentor Nitesh Kumar and you are watching Drona Academy e-learning series. Today I am going to discuss the circular motion. It's the last topic of our 9th class motion chapter. Okay student. So now first we are starting with the what is circular motion. Look at this student. This is a circular path. It's a circle. It's a fixed center. A particle, this blue color particle is moving along that part. So now what we can say, it's doing a circular motion. How you will define? When a body moves in such a way that the distance, that its distance is actually fixed. Distance is fixed or constant from a fixed point. That fixed point is what, student? The center, and here this radius is actually constant. Look at this. The every time this particle is moving, actually that's the constant from this center. The distance is constant from this center. So now how you will define? When a body moves in such a way that its distance from a fixed point is remains constant, or you can say it's always constant. That distance is what? Radius, and this one is actually center. From center it's a moving or fixed distance. Now you understand what is circular motion. Okay student, now this is the proper example. Here it's moving also, it's doing a circular motion, so you understand in better way. Okay student, now I'm going to discuss the one basic term, students. Look at this here. If it is moving, like I am assuming this is a point and from here it's a center, it's moving continuously, student. Look at this. This is the A point, this one is the B point. After some time it is at this point, B point. Okay, so now look at this here. The velocity, if you are telling, is it directed in this direction, and at this point the velocity is directed in this direction. What is the meaning of this? It means here velocity is not constant, because it's continuously. Velocity having what? Velocity having, if you are writing velocity, you have to write with the vector sign. So velocity having what? Magnitude or direction. Two things. Magnitude plus this one is what? Direction. Direction. So out of these two, if one is changing, it means you can say that quantity is changing. What you can say? Look at this. This quantity having two property, magnitude as well as direction. So out of two, if one is changing, then also you can say this whole quantity is changing. Look at this. So here magnitude, if you are assuming every time it's moving with the 5 meter per second, like that, okay, but direction is continuously changing. Here it's directed in this direction, here it's directed in this direction. If you are taking another point here, it's directed in vertically upward direction, is it or not? So here it's continuously changing the direction. One thing you can say that is fixed, that's the speed. So speed can be fixed. Speed constant हो सकता है इसमें, but not velocity. In circular motion, velocity can't be constant because it's continuously changing their direction. If it is changing direction, it means something is present there and a force is applied there. That force is what we'll discuss later. So centripetal, centrifugal, these things we'll discuss. Okay, then you can understand that acceleration is actually changing this velocity. That direction change is happening here. Why? Because there is a acceleration present. Whenever the velocity will change, it means there is a force present, and if a force is applied on a particle, it means there is a acceleration. Okay student, I suppose you all understand. Now comes to the next topic. I am going to discuss, that's a uniform circular motion and non-uniform. We already discussed the uniform motion and circular non-uniform motion. What is uniform motion? We already know. Okay, if in a fixed time interval, if that particle or that object is traveling a fixed distance, that's called the uniform. But how you can define the uniform circular motion? Uniform circular motion. Look at this student. This one is doing or moving along a circular path, and here this one is also moving along a circular path. Now student, here I am taking a 4 time interval. This one is the T1, this one is the T2, this one is the T3, and there here it's in this part I am writing the T4, sorry, T4. Now if I am assuming T1 is equal to T2 is equal to T3 is equal to T4. So actually we are dividing this whole motion in 4 equal parts. So look at this, in every case how much time this bob is taking to move from this point to this point, A to B, B to C, C to D. Similarly time they are taking in every time interval. It means what you can say here, if is written here, if the radius vector sweeps at equal angle in equal time. Look at this, I am assuming here it's a 90-degree angle, this one is also a 90-degree angle, this one is also a 90-degree angle, and this one is also 90-degree angle. So it's sweeping the 90-degree angle in fixed time interval. That's why here what we can say, it's a uniform case. This is the uniform circular motion because it's sweeping equal angle in equal time interval. But look at this student here, this one, look at this here, I'm just dividing in 2 parts. This one is the T1 and this one is the T2. Now what you will find, T1 is less than T2. Look at this, it's taking less time to move from A point to B point. From B to C it's taking more time. Look at this, it's slow down. From here to here it's taking more time, is it or not? T3. So look at this, in equal angle sweeping, it's sweeping the 90-degree angles every time, is it or not? Or in motion of this 90, moving in this 90-degree angle, it's taking a different time interval. So what you can say, this is a non-uniform circular motion. Why it's called non-uniform? It's called uniform. Now you understand, okay student? And these two diagram is actually representing in these things in proper way. So now you understand, okay? What is the definition also you understand? Note down student, how you will note down the definition? Pause the video and note down, okay? Pause the video and note down the definitions. Now I am going to discuss the angular velocity. In normal, in rectilinear motion, what we discuss? Displacement, velocity, acceleration. Here also we'll discuss the same thing, just angular word is attached here, and we are denoting the angular velocity with the omega. Okay, we are denoting the angular velocity with the omega, and it is what? Delta theta by t. Okay, it means how you will define in unit time interval how much angle sweeps by the angle swept or how much angle moved. That is called the angular velocity. How you will define the angular velocity? Rate of change of angular displacement is called the angular velocity. Or what you can, or also you can define in this manner, in unit time interval how much angle rotated or how much angle swept is called angular velocity, is it or not? So now I suppose you understand. So I am telling the velocity every time, it means it's a vector quantity. And if I am telling you it's a vector quantity, it means there is a direction. Direction is what? Look at this. If it is moving in this direction, direction is perpendicular to the plane of that circle. Direction is perpendicular to the plane of circle. जैसे इस सर्कल में ये पार्टिकल मूव कर रहा है, look at this particle is moving along this circular path. It means the direction of the angular velocity is perpendicular. समझ में आ गया? बहुत अच्छे, very good. Now students, I am going to discuss the centripetal acceleration and centripetal force. First I am going to discuss the centripetal force. So look at this, proper circle बन जा भाई. हाँ. So here we having a bob. और आप सब ने ये प्रैक्टिकल क्या होगा कि आपने एक बॉब को स्ट्रिंग से अटैच करना है और उसको अगर आप मूव करते हो, then what you will experience, there is a force present, है ना, और वो उसको बाहर की ओर खींचता है. ऐसा फोर्स आपने एक्सपीरियंस किया होगा. सो अगर आप किसी भी बॉब को और किसी भी ऐसे पार्टिकल को जिसके पास मास है, इफ यू आर अटैचिंग दैट विद द स्ट्रिंग, okay, like I am assuming here the length of this string is r, and if you will move that, then what you will find, there is a force in outward direction. आप अपने hand को ऐसे move करो, then what you will feel, there is a force in outward direction. If it is a force in outward direction, F, there is a force, then why it's not going in that direction? Because this string is holding, and that's why here in this direction there is a force, and because of that force it continuously changing direction. Look at this, student. If you will observe this 2 point, here in this direction it's rotated in this direction. Like if an object is moving from here, if object is moving in this direction, and if you will apply the force, what will happen? The direction will change, is it or not? The direction will change. So here direction change is happening just because there is a one force present, and that force is actually centripetal force. We are not going to discuss about the centrifugal force. Initially I told you the force that is called the outward force is centrifugal. This is not the part of our 9th class syllabus, so that's why I am not discussing the centrifugal force. In 11th class there you will learn about that force. By the way, in 11th class we are having a separate chapter for the circular motion. That's very detailed. You will learn the circular motion in very detail. That's very interesting, student. 11th class physics is very interesting, and it's just a intro part. So here we having just a centripetal force and Fc, and that Fc, the magnitude of the centripetal force is actually equal to mv square by r. It's mv square by r. We are just talking about the magnitude here. Look at this. I written a Fc, not a Fc factor. In 9th class we having just the magnitude parts given. Okay, now we all know the magnitude of force is equal to mass into acceleration. So what you can write, the AC equal to, or A equal to acceleration equal to, what you can write F by m, or also you can write here, because here we have to find the acceleration. So AC, it's a centripetal acceleration. That centripetal acceleration is what? mv square by m. M is what, student? It's a mass of this object, or simple mass is m here. V is what? This tangential velocity. V is what? This tangential velocity. R I already denoted here. The centripetal acceleration is actually here r divided by m. This m cancel out. AC equal to what you are getting? V square by r. AC equal to what you are getting? V square by r. So this two formula you have to learn. This is called the centripetal force, and the magnitude of that centripetal force is directly proportional to the square of tangential speed. Also you can say, note I am telling the velocity because it continuously changing. So tangential speed as well as inversely proportional to distance or radius, and directly proportional to mass also. But acceleration is directly proportional to the velocity square, okay, and inversely proportional to the radius. Okay, student, I suppose you all understand the centripetal acceleration. What is the direction? The direction is, like I am separate here drawing a circle. Look at this. Here the direction of Fc, centripetal force, is always towards the center, and acceleration is also in this direction. But if it is the direction of force, in same direction you will find the acceleration also. This is called the centripetal acceleration. Okay, formula is important, student. You will get the question based on this. Now students, comes to the next topic, and next one is time period. Look at this. What is time period, student? This one is the circular path. Okay, and here it's a center. Object is moving along this circular path. How much time it's taking to rotate or complete the full circle, full rotation, that is called the time period. It's written. It's a time taken to complete a revolution, one revolution, or in how much time it's rotating the all 360-degree angle. That's called time period. कितने टाइम में एक रिवॉल्यूशन कंप्लीट कर लिया, that is called the time period. Okay, so definition is written here, students. Simple definition is written. Now note down. Okay, So how you will define this time period? How you will define this time period? Simple. How much angle it have to move? Look at this student. First thing, what you know that omega, it's an angular velocity that is equal to what? Delta theta by t. So theta equal to what you will write? Delta theta by omega. And we are defining time period. Actually, we are denoting time period by capital T. So capital T equal to what you will? How much angle it's rotating? 360 degree. And in radian form, we are writing 360 by 2 pi. This is actually equal to 360. Okay. So what you will write here? 2 pi divided by omega. This is the time period formula, student. 2 pi by omega. It's a time period formula. Okay. Now I am going to discuss the frequency. Look at this. And you all know what is frequency. Simple. Definition से ही पता चल रहा है. How frequent that phenomena is happening. Or in 1 second, frequency is defined the number of revolution per second. Or in 1 second, how much time that revolution is completing. That's called also frequency. Okay. So how you will define? Pause the video and note down. The frequency is defined as the number of revolution per second. In 1 second, 1 second में कितनी बार वो rotate करके particle वहाँ गया. Look at this. I'm assuming this one is the circular path. Particle is starting from this point. और जैसे मैं माना कि ऐसा move कर रहा है. Particle is moving along this path. Okay. और 1 second में 10 बार वहाँ पहुँच गया. 10 is the frequency here. So how you will define this one? For defining, it's a frequency equal to actually 1 by t. T is what, student? Time period. And we know the formula of time period. In last slide we will discuss 1 by 2 pi by omega, or what you can write, omega by 2 pi. The formula of time period is 2 pi by omega and formula of frequency is omega by 2 pi. और जिसको याद नहीं रहता वो ऐसे लिख सकता है, time period equal to 1 by f. Vice versa is also true. Okay student, so this formula is important for solving questions. Okay, now you understand what is frequency, what is time period. Okay, note down this definition and formula. Now student, I am going to discuss the few basic questions related to circular motion. Okay, the first question is this one. I am reading it. The font is very small. Look at this. Actually, is it visible or not in camera? Yeah, it's visible, student. Okay, because it's looking like very small. That's why. So example is what? A particle moves in a circle of radius 2 meters. So first I am drawing a diagram for that. This is a circle and radius is here given. That's a 2 meter. Very good. And complete 5 revolution in 10 seconds. So time is given here 10 seconds, and how much revolution completing it? Just a 5 revolution, 5 times. Like if particle is starting from here, so in 10 seconds it's coming to, so in 10 seconds how much revolution completing? 5 revolution. 5 revolution. So in 1 second how much? 5 by 10, or you can write half revolution. Half revolution it will complete. Okay student, now calculate the following angular velocity. First thing what you have to calculate, the angular velocity of that. We know that the time period t equal to 2 pi by omega, is it or not? So here omega equal to what? Student, try to understand. Omega equal to what? 2 pi by t. Now here the time period, how you will find the time period? Look at this. One time taken by particle to complete one revolution. So what you will write? 5 revolution in 10 seconds. So 1 revolution in how much second? 10 divided by 5, it's a 2 second. So here time period 2 seconds. So what you will write? 2 pi divided by 2. It will cancel out, or you are getting pi. So omega equal to pi. So angular velocity you got. Linear velocity. Student, there is a one relation V equal to omega r. Learn this relation. V equal to omega r, it means the linear velocity is equal to angular velocity into radius of that circle. So now what you will write? V equal to omega is what you are getting, pi into r is how much? 2. So what you can say? 2 pi. This is meter per second. And here pi is what? Radian per second. Or in short you can write RAD, radian per second. This is the unit of angular velocity and linear velocity is meter per second. So normal, students, and the formula is V equal to omega r. Okay, now write down. Comes to the next question, student. Okay, next question is, yes student. Now it's a very interesting, the earth revolves around the sun in 365 days. We all know. Actually it's not an exact data, but चलो ठीक है, हम लोग approximate यही मानते हैं. Okay, so look at this. This one is a sun. It's a sun, and here it's our earth. Okay, don't worry, in our gravitation chapter I will tell you about these things in very detail. But here I am assuming the earth revolves around the sun in 365 days. Calculate the angular velocity. We all know that, students, the angular velocity omega equal to 2 pi by t. Here, sorry, 2 pi by capital T, because we know that t equal to 2 pi by omega, time period equal to 2 pi by omega. But here what we have to find? Angular velocity. Here we have to find the angular velocity. So we can write this. The time period is given here, but look at this. This is given in days, and the SI unit of this angular velocity, SI unit, the SI unit of angular velocity is what? Radian per second. Is it or not, student? So it means we have to convert this in second, the time period in second. So 365 you have to convert in second. This is a time given here, or time period given here, 365 days. Now we are converting this in second. So 365 into how many hours in a day? 24. Now in 1 hour how many minutes? 60. In 1 minute how many second? 60. So this is this much second. So what you will get? The omega equal to 2 pi divided by 365 into 24 into 60 into 60. This is the answer, student. It's a radian per second answer. I suppose you all are expert in maths. You can easily calculate this. You will put the value and you will get the answer. Okay, student. So now this small topic or intro topic of circular motion is completed for the 9th class. Okay, student. Okay, student. Have a good time. Bye.